All praise unto Yahweh Shai Bashim Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone. Honest you brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And above our body are coming out here to give you this truth for the grace and mercy of Yahweh. Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Kodash. It's going to be a relatively quick video based upon the disparity in wealth that we see throughout the four corners of the earth. And over the back of the red Hebrew Edomite taking everything from everybody. And more specifically than anything else, him taking resources from the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. So let's get straight into this article. It says, tax us now. This is the quote that they got out here. And I'm just going to read it for what it is and break it down as I go. It says, the ultra-rich call on government to introduce wealth taxes. Disney heiress and actor Mark Ruffalo among patriotic millionaires who address the world's elites at Davos. We know what elites is speaking about. It's speaking about the ultra rich that own 95 of they say 95% of the world's resources. They own this resources and control it. More than 200 members of the super rich elite calling on government around the world to tax us, the ultra rich now, in order to help billions. Now, obviously, this is speaking about the so-called they have you believe that these celebrities are the ultra rich, but really these corporations are really the ones that are rich, especially the people that are in control of these operations. And the main bit I want to cover is this. I think is this part here. It says this comes off of the back of new research that shows almost 2/3 of new wealth amassed since the C-19 thing has gone to the 1%. You see that? Because it was a wealth transfer. And ultimately, it's going to be more of a bigger wealth transfer as we see the rising in interest rates, as we see this economy being broken down, as we see this place be moved towards the CHIP. We see a situation where the elite banking families are going to take even more and more and more. The development charity Oxfam found that the best off pocketed 26 trillion. You see that? 26 trillion that they took within the C-19 thing. And the new wealth gap by the end of 2021, so 26 trillion. Now, brother had posted a image showing that the vast majority of people right now are living off of the back of credit. Right, the vast majority of people out there within Babylon and these developed countries are living off of the back of trillion. But these elites, the 1%, they pocketed 26 trillion, right? And that's 21 trillion UK money. 26 trillion that they pocketed within 2 years, the top 1%. Oxfam said that the first time in a quarter of a century, the rise in extreme wealth was being accomplished by an increase in extreme poverty. That's where the book of Habakkuk, the second chapter, is going to come into play in a second. And they call for new taxes. Now, we know that's not going to happen, but we're just reading this to prove a point within the book of Habakkuk, the second chapter. Oxfam said a tax of, now check this out. Right, check this out. This shows you the disparity, and this gonna link up nicely with the precept. Oxfam said a tax of up to 5%. Right, just read that again. Oxfam said a tax of. Now we know they ain't gonna do that because the ultra elites ain't trying to be taxed. With these multi-billion-dollar corporations, they ain't trying to be taxed. They're gonna dodge taxes, and even if you tax them, they'll find other ways to exploit situations. Right. Because these are the guys that write the rules. Here it is, you're trying to play within the confines of the rules to so-called get ahead. But the reality of the situation is these are the guys that wrote the rules. Okay, they created the rules. Oxfam said a tax of up to 5%, which is nothing. It's less than the Most High requires. Half of what the Most High requires. If you gotta think, and you gotta think to yourself, how selfish is a guy? And I'm speaking just mundane speech, as they say. This is just regular speech. Obviously we understand from the scriptures that it's going to be corrected, but we're still going to have a hell of a lot of wealth within the kingdom of Yahweh Shai. Obviously we know that, but I'm just speaking like a layman here, playing that devil's advocate so he could speak, so he could understand. So you got to imagine, how is a guy going to take all that money and get to like a profit of 21 trillion and still not be satisfied? That is a major error in one's brain. And it says there, Oxfam said a tax of up to 5%, half of what the Most High requires, on the world's multimillionaires and billionaires, meaning to say you got 26, 46, 50, 100 billion, if they tax you on 5%, that could raise 1.2 trillion a year and could lift 2 billion people out of poverty and fund a global plan to end world hunger. Now, these elites ain't worried about world hunger. Right, even within the Hebrew Israelite laws, there's a particular way you're supposed to treat yourselves. They ain't worried about that, man. They're trying to reduce the world's population down to a figure that they feel is going to be quote unquote a utopia. So let's go into the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, and let's read that. And you see, that's the nation of the red Hebrew Edomite right here. And it's nice to see the numbers. It's nice to see the statistics. Okay, and there's horses outside my house. What happens when you live in the country? What's going on? Okay, it's the gypsies with the horses. You're not gonna hear horses. So let me let me get some precepts out here, man. But yeah, this is what happens when you put the statistics to these precepts, and that goes to show you that the precepts is very real. Okay, the precepts of the Most High are very real. So we want the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, and we can now add spiritual light to those words that we just read over the back of the article. Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, 2 and 1. I'll stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I'll see to watch to see what he will say unto me when I am reproved. And the Lord said unto me, write the vision and make it plain upon tables. So we do the videos. We send out these videos through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, so that Jake can be edified. Also, too, these nations could be edified, because here it is. We told you that Esau's going to be destroyed, etc., 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 etc. Now, if you're a Moabite, like a natural Moabite, an actual Moabite, you could feel some type of a way about losing something in this society. But the reality of the situation is that when Yahushua sets up his kingdom, these nations, after they serve their punishment, are going to rejoice. Because Jake is, hey, man, we once we have a little bit, we're going to chill, huh? A little bit, Salakia. Once we have what's ours, we're going to chill. Okay, after we get our own back, after the revenge has taken place, we're going to chill. Esau is showing you movies where he's still in rulership in the next, 20,000 years, and he's still kicking you in the ass. Okay, right? 1,000 years from the Yahweh rules, man, we're gonna chill, man. You're still gonna be our slaves. You're still gonna be subject to us. You're still gonna be subject to our laws. But after we get our own back, we gonna chill, man. Right? We gonna chill. We gonna chill. Okay, you still gonna have to give us 10%. You still have to treat us like kings. You still have to bow your head when we walk past. But you serve your punishment. You serve your punishment. Now, as for the red Hebrew Edomite, now that's a whole nother different ball game. The scripture talks about how the red Hebrew Edomite, unto the red Hebrew Edomite, was given a special judgment, and that special judgment is to be bound, burnt, and destroyed. They shall not be remaining of the house of Esau, because he's the guy right now that's in control of everybody, and he's not letting the laborer, right, be worthy of his hire. Right, he's not paying the laborer. The laborer is out here, shivering, itching, and twitching because he's trying to figure out a way to feed his kids. Man, that's just unrighteous, man. Like they should come a point where a guy says, "All right, no, you know what? I had enough, right? I got 1 trillion." No, but Esau says, "No, not only have I got 21 trillion, not only did we take so much wealth from these people in the C19 thing, we want to take it further, man. We want to put a CHIP on the ones that remain." After they do the population of depopulating, right? After they do that exercise, they want to take it further. They said, "Look, we don't want anybody out here, man." So Esau can't be satisfied, man. This dude can't be satisfied. Let me jump down to the 4th verse. Behold, which is the soul which is in him is lifted up. It's not upright, Salakia. He's lifted up and he's not upright, but the just shall live that by faith. Yea, also he transgresseth by wine, which is those philosophies, doctrine, what else you want to call it, ideology. What other words could I use? I can't think of any other words right now. Philosophy, doctrine, dogma, ideology. Okay, which way you want to call it. That's how they oppress a man, even in his household. Yea, because he transgresseth by wine, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell. So this guy just insatiable, man. This guy's just insatiable. 1% get tax, a 5% tax, 2 billion come out of world hunger. That's crazy. That's crazy. And you think about it, right? The world was made for our sakes, the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, right? And you know, as a Jake, you got a little Elamite slave, you got a little Moabite slave. It's like, yo, my God, all right, man, all right, you know, you work for the day, go out there and chill. I'm talking about after the punishments, after the punishments, man. After we've punished these people for touching the anointed of the Lord, that's what it's gonna be like, man. All right, man, you work, man, go chill. Okay, oh, you gave me that 10%, all right, man, go chill. But Esau just can't be satisfied, man. Esau cannot be satisfied. Okay, he's insatiable. Elijah's desires is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto himself all nations and heapeth unto himself all people. So that's the video, man. Hopefully that was of edification. But I'm going to say all praise unto Yabashi Masai Bashimako Hakodash. Double honors unto the apostles, a great millstone. I want you brothers to be pushing these truths in sincerity. Shalom.